All right, hello Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining us for your weekly reading for the week of March 7th to the 14th. We're going to be pulling a bunch of cards here to get an idea of your general energies for this week, as well as any challenges that you'll be facing, and some advice on how to overcome those challenges. If you haven't checked out your monthly reading, you can check it out down below. We're going to post a link for that. And that monthly reading is going to paint a picture for the entire month. And then all these weekly readings are going to plug right into that monthly reading. So Aquarius, starting here with your general energies for this week, we have a really nice energy here of relaxation and reprieve here with the Four of Feathers card talking about sanctuary and rest here with like a bear sleeping in a field. So your monthly reading was about kind of making major changes in your life right now and kind of transitioning into a new stage of your life. But even though like you can be going through those changes, I think that you still need to take these opportunities to just kind of step back a little bit, relax, and allow yourself to rest. So even though the bear here is a really strong and powerful animal, it's still taking that moment to just like, flop in the meadow and relax. So Aquarius, don't feel too bad if like you feel a little zapped of energy, especially this week. I think that right now you're going to be dealing with like a lot of like, you have this goal and like this drive that you're moving towards right now, but at the same time you're feeling a little bit lethargic this week. So I can see an Aquarius who's just feeling like exhausted in all regards right now. But don't feel too bad about that. There's nothing truly negative about that. Here in your area of any challenges that you're going to be facing, we have the Six of Cups card. So your challenge for this week, maybe you're looking back at your past right now. You're kind of like taking task of your past, basically. You're looking at where your family has gone, for instance, or like what your friends are doing now, and you're almost comparing yourself to them. And maybe you're seeing that you don't have as much success as they do, or you almost feel bad because you feel like you're like beginning to move past them in some regards. So I think that that's the thing that's kind of like holding you down right now. It's almost like tugging at your heartstrings, and that could be what's kind of pushing you towards feeling like this really lethargic energy for this week. But I don't expect that to carry on for too long though, Aquarius. Here in your recent past, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is saying in your recent past, Aquarius, there has been some new career change. Like I think that right now, maybe you moved to a new place. Maybe you moved to like a new place and you're seeing like this big career change. And because of that, you're starting to look back at your friends and family who you left behind. And you're feeling like a little bad. You're not feeling bad because of the decisions that you made that you knew were great for you, but you're feeling bad because there's no way to take them. You're feeling bad because there's no way to take them on this next part of your journey with you. Here and though in your coming future, not your recent future, but in your coming future, we have the Ten of Swords card, which a little bit eerie to see. Definitely not a great card. I think that right now, this could be you kind of going into the future. If you're feeling like a little bit lethargic right now, I think that you could feel completely zapped and beaten up in a coming week or so. If you don't take this moment to relax, I think that you've just entered into some new career here. I see an Aquarius who's definitely like moved somewhere else. And especially I'm seeing like a sense of moving through the Page of Pentacles card, or through the Ace of Pentacles, where you have like the bunny who's like flying here with that pentacle. I can see an Aquarius who has moved to a new city, a new state, a new country in order to start this next chapter of their life. And that can be really overwhelming because you're not just dealing with moving to a new location and starting over, you're also dealing with like reconciling the things that you left behind as well. And then also like all the little things that come with this new job that you're doing. And I think that that could create a little bit of like a work overload for you here. So I definitely take a little bit more time, Aquarius. You're going through some major changes right now, so don't feel as though you have to be on top of your shit all the time, because you don't. It's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to take a step back when you need to, and then you can like run forward in like this next portion. So like sometimes you have to take like one step back just to relax and collect yourself, and then you can like take like 30 steps forward on like the next part of your journey once you regain that energy. Here in your area of above, we have the Empress card, which is you being in like a pretty authentic position at least, which is positive to see, especially with like a little bit of the anguish that you're feeling here. It's not coming from a place where you feel like an inauthentic person though. You don't feel like, you're being like shallow for leaving people behind. You really understand that you did what's best for you, Aquarius. And there's like a lot of strength that comes with that. There's also like a lot of responsibility that can just be tiresome. Like it can just be exhausting to be the one person who made it out. And you feel as though you have all this weight and expectation on you. I really see an Aquarius right now who's like living a very authentic life, but because of that, it can be a little mentally taxing and like really almost spiritually draining. Here in your area below, we have the Ten of Pentacles card. So this is you kind of looking back at your family and friends pretty much. The Ten of Pentacles card is all about like that family coming together, everything being, great, and maybe whatever you left behind. There's something that spurs you to leave Aquarius, so I kind of reflect a little bit more on that right now, rather than looking at things with like rose-tinted glasses. I kind of like reflect a little bit more, not in like an angry way, but just kind of reflect more on like why you left in the first place, why you took this opportunity. And also reflect on why other people around you couldn't take those opportunities too, and kind of like sympathize with them a little bit, but don't beat yourself up, because basically what I'm saying is that those people weren't in the same spot in their life as you are now. So just because they weren't able to make that transition doesn't make them like any, inferior to you. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just like different people at different stages of their life. Aquarius, here in your area of advice though, we have the Four of Wands card. So building up a community of new people around you right now. If you move to a new place, Aquarius, I'd really kind of be on the lookout for people who are really going to cherish you. It could be friends and or not family, obviously, if you left that behind. It could just be like friends or like a new loved one coming into your life here, Aquarius. So I'd really be on the lookout for that, because that's going to be the thing that can make you feel a little bit more grounded in this new place that you're at. And it can also build this foundation here for something new with this canopy around those two rabbits. Here in your area of external factors, again, you're just feeling like a little upset about something that you left behind here. But I'd focus a little bit more, instead of focusing on what you left behind here with the overturned cups, I'd focus more on what you still have to earn from this new place that you've moved to. And then also the river here in the card is also referencing that idea of moving, of movement and going to a new place. So you've gone to a new place and you had to leave something behind, Aquarius, but there's still like a lot of like new potential here. There's new opportunities for friendships like right next to you right now. There's people who want to reach out to you. And I think that once you start building up those new connections, this city here in the background that looks a little ominous and eerie, I think that it'll start to look much brighter and more optimistic as you go. And I think that you'll begin to see way more opportunities for yourself if you can kind of make that change. Aquarius, for any hopes and fears, your hopes and fears are caught up in like a lot of sleepless nights right now, a lot of like mental anguish. Aquarius is really going through it right now. Aquarius is feeling, you're just kind of like beating yourself up, and you're really thinking a little bit too much about what you had to leave behind in order to gain this new success for yourself, Aquarius. And again, I'd really find the time right now to put that to rest, because this Nine of Swords moment here where you're always anxious is going to manifest into a Ten of Swords moment where you've completely decimated yourself, and it could end up ruining a lot of the new opportunities that you have here, because clearly there is some like really authentic drive that got you to move to this new place. And I think that you could really kind of like really mess it up here by focusing too much on like that mental anguish. Here in your area of an outcome though, this is pretty positive with the Three of Pentacles. This is you being appreciated for the work that you're putting in on something. So I'd say despite all of this, Aquarius, even though you're feeling a lot of anguish right now, I think that you're still being recognized for your work. A lot of people are recognizing the brilliance that you have to offer to whatever new workplace or whatever new project that you're entering right now, Aquarius. Aquarius, we're going to go ahead and pull 3 cards here at the end of the reading to answer 3 yes, no, or maybe questions. So if you want to pause the video and think of those questions, we're going to pull 1, 2, and 3. So here for your first question, I have a definite yes. For your second question, I have a bit of a maybe. And for your last question, I have a yes as well. And it's pretty interesting because your first question card is also the Empress, which is kind of like saying that, Aquarius, you're in a really authentic position right now. Focus more on that. Focus more on your authenticity and what you have to offer to the world rather than like beating yourself up for something in the recent past. Aquarius, if you haven't subscribed to us, you can subscribe down below. If this reading has resonated with you, you can also check out your sun, moon, and rising videos. And also feel free to watch your monthly reading as well, because that's going to paint a whole picture for the entire month of March for you. And Aquarius, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.